I'm here with David Furner, and you were just telling me you've got a new role this year, or the season coming up.
Yeah, Steve, I've gone into head of pathways. Gone from assistant coaching and coaching to a job there, which I can see is challenging, but looking forward to the challenge.
So, what does your role entail? What do you got to do?
Where do I start? Well, we've got it's from New South Wales Cup to obviously mats. I've also got the girls involved as well. So what my role entails is obviously looking at the whole recruiting, the coaching, the way that teams and the way we want to look at and how we want to be seen there as a club and as a team. So it's kept me pretty busy for the last 2 months, and I think it's going to keep me pretty busy for the next 10 months.
Yeah. So, how are we going to succeed? Because the Pathways program, it's not where we like it to be. We didn't have a lot of success this season. So, what are we going to do to get it pumping?
I think the athlete, the player. I think we've got to look at throughout the grades there where we want to inject probably our best players. We need to be looking around that SG ball and getting players in. I know Harold Matt's there. Which is South Sydney. There we have a lot of locals, which I want to promote the locals, but also too that I want to look at making sure that your teams can be successful. So you're looking at SG ball there, that we want our best players to come through there. And then if we can recruit from outside, we've got some areas there in Townsville Blackhawks. We've got our SEQ, which is in Kebra, and we've also got Iron Armour, which is down in Melbourne. So looking at players down there around that 15, 16-year-old there to come into the South Sydney teams, around that SG ball. So if we can be successful there, well then we can get push them through as locals, go to Flegg, obviously go to Cup and go to first grade.
So, for people that don't know you, was your dad Don Furner?
He certainly was.
So we've got a bit of a connection, not directly, but when I was playing back in '87, I think your dad might have been coaching the Raiders with Wayne Bennett.
Correct.
Yeah,
he was. Dad was the inaugural coach there for the Raiders in 1982. But go back to what you just mentioned there, was '87 was when Dad and Wayne dual coached the Canberra Raiders. They obviously made the grand final. Unfortunately, got beaten by Manly, but it was probably for the Canberra at the time there and the local, but it was probably a big moment for them.
And I had a shocker in the semi-final, but we'll move on from that.
I can't remember.
You were probably a bit young then, but you had a pretty good NRL career yourself.
Look, I enjoyed it. I was a local kid, and I suppose when you look at that '87 there, when my father and Wayne were involved. They had the likes of the Walters brothers and Mal Meninga. So as a young kid growing up there, seeing the success or near success there, winning the grand final, I think I was a kid there that just wanted to play for the Raiders at the time. I was a local kid there from Queanbeyan. Got an opportunity there to go back to the Raiders in the under-21s, and I got to play with some of the best players in the game. So I do say I've been blessed in that arena, but I enjoyed my game. I enjoyed playing for the Raiders. Got an opportunity there to play for New South Wales and obviously my country. So
awesome.
Look, I was as I said, I really enjoyed playing.
And so when you retired, you've gone into coaching and you've had a bit of a progression, and you've ended up here at the Rabbits.
I've been to the Rabbits before. I was when Michael was here, Michael Maguire and Anthony Seibold. So. I actually pursued a head coaching job over in England there. I left the Rabbits at the time, but one thing I could say back then was I was just really enjoyed the people that were working there at the club. I enjoyed the history of the club. So to get an opportunity to come back to the borough is one that I'm very happy to have, and obviously I've got a chance there to help the pathways there, and hopefully with a bit of knowledge and with obviously the South Sydney spirit there, we'll change that.
Well, good luck, mate. We'll be watching.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave.